Hey guys, we're back here at our booth. Thanks for hanging with us. Sasha here, Greg as well, if you just joined us. And I'm here with Matt Charles. He's one of the producers on Borderlands 2. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Good. How have you been enjoying the show floor so far?
It's been fantastic. It's packed. It's E3. It's fun.
Yeah, it's nuts, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
How many E3s have you been to in your?
This is actually just my second.
This is only your second?
Only my second, yeah.
Well, you're a lucky man. It's actually only my first with 2K. It's been a long time since I've been to E3, and it is. I feel like it got bigger and louder since like 3 years ago when I was here.
There's no doubt, no doubt. So anyway, how have people been taking to Borderlands 2? How like the demo and everything like that?
People seem to be enjoying it, which is
Yeah.
awesome. It's always great to see everybody enjoying playing it and hearing the comments after the fact.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Have you gotten to interact with the fans much? Are you mostly behind the scenes with press? What's been your?
It's been mostly press. I would love to walk the floor and see what people are saying.
Get to talk to some of these people that are coming up to the. Do you see how long they wait in line to play Borderlands 2? I mean, that's got to make you.
They
That's
love
pretty
it.
crazy. Yeah,
They love it.
It's around the booth.
That's nerve-wracking though. I hope everybody likes it.
Yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
I've only heard good things. So,
Good.
let's talk a little bit about the stuff that you're showing off here at E3.
Okay.
That's, what's new?
Well, we're showing off a brand new environment called Opportunity. This is kind of the tip of the spear for Handsome Jack's quest to sort of transform the planet of Pandora into his image of the ideal planet. Nobody lives there yet because nobody agrees with him.
There's a big empty city.
Yeah.
That
sounds
sounds kind of awesome.
It's
Totally
there's a lot of
empty
thing to
and
fight,
awesome.
as it turns out,
yes.
because it's all Hyperion run, and you need to stop Handsome Jack. So
All right. We know that there's been some new footage shown with Zero and Axton that hadn't been seen before, I believe, before this show.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about what new things people got to see if they tuned into the? I don't remember who showed it on Monday. Some press. One of
Somebody had
I'm very
awesome
sorry
footage.
to whoever our awesome press outlet was that did that. But what's new in this footage that people have been able to see?
well, I'll start off by telling you about the action skills, because we can finally unveil those. Zero, our assassin class, his action skill is to throw down a decoy hologram to distract other enemies, and while that's active for a few seconds, he can run around in stealth, invisible. So then you have a choice. You can either spec your assassin to be more melee-based, run around and backstab somebody for huge damage if you spec that way in the tree, or run away a bit, catch your breath, and line up a sniper shot.
So these characters are really very customizable in Borderlands 2. Would you say more so than in Borderlands 1? Or?
Oh, absolutely. I
That's
mean,
awesome.
visually we have customizable both, heads and
Yeah.
skins, a wide variety. There's a huge number. I can't spoil anything too much.
Oh, absolutely
yet.
not.
Sorry. But yeah, visually, absolutely. And of course, all the skill trees and action skills are all new as well. So there's that aspect
Neat.
of customization.
Okay, great. Well, I know that the character Maya is also a siren. Is she much different from the siren in the first one?
In gameplay, absolutely.
Okay.
Lilith was kind of the mage class.
I
right,
loved
in
her.
Borderlands
Yeah,
1.
that's
she,
why I
she
asked.
was awesome.
I have to ask.
She was very flexible.
Yeah.
If you found yourself getting into trouble, you could always phase walk away from something, or you could use phase walk
Right.
very offensively and just go in and start causing damage everywhere.
Yep. That's what I
Maya, on the other hand, phase lock is a little bit interesting because
Okay.
she inherits some of the healing abilities, so she can
Awesome.
serve as the group's healer if you spec her in that way. Now with phase lock, you can
Okay.
trap any enemy in a dimensional bubble, and that poses an interesting choice for your group as well. You can either focus fire on the enemy that's now helpless,
Okay.
or you can deal with the other threats on the field.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
That's great. Super cool.
All right. So of all the characters, wait, did you tell us Axton's
No, I
active
didn't.
ability?
No.
Oh,
So-
I was excited to hear it, and then I was like, wait, did I not?
We're gonna hear all of them. I want to go
Yes,
through all
I
of them.
definitely want to hear
We
it.
will. Okay, so Axton, our commando class, he's an evolution of Roland the soldier from the first
Because he
game.
was my favorite, so that's why I want to hear.
Okay.
Did
fine.
you go the healing spec, or did you pump damage into the turret?
Oh, I would go damage and
Damage.
turret. Oh, I like just putting down a turret and running away.
I think
He's
you're
like,
gonna
"That's what
like
I do."
Axton then. Yeah, his turret is a beast. It's ridiculous in this game. So he can he's also very flexible. You can either pump some pure bullet damage into his turret. You can even get some rockets attached to your turret. if you want to go
All
pure
right.
damage,
I'm
or
liking
or
this.
you can play more defensively. You know, there's a shield that can come out and serve as an area of effect bubble for anybody that wants to take cover near the turret. So he's got some options.
All right, that is who I'm going to be playing.
For sure.
It'll be me as Axton and you as Maya.
Maya. And then we've got one character left to talk about, who's our big statue in the back. You can actually see him from here. I think you guys can.
Oh yeah, he's the
Yes.
biggest.
Let's introduce that guy.
That is Salvador, our Gunzerker. He
Yes.
is just a damage machine because, of course, Borderlands' game all about the gunplay.
Absolutely. So many guns.
What happens when you can wield any two of them at once? Well, yeah,
That's what
it
he
gets
does,
pretty
right?
Awesome. 2 rocket launchers, why not? So.
Really?
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh my God.
We don't stop you.
2 sniper rifles.
You can.
That would be very odd.
That'd be pretty pro if you can pull that one off.
Yeah.
But,
Horrible.
it's,
I'm going to do that.
It's difficult.
After
Oh, yeah.
I play through with
For sure.
with Axton. All right.
Yeah.
So of these 4 characters, who is your favorite?
right now, my favorite is Maya the Siren for gameplay.
Yeah.
'Cause
Sorry.
But Zero's a close second because he's so flexible. I honestly feel like Zero will be my favorite. I just haven't spent enough time with him yet.
Very cool.
So.
Well, since we just finished talking about all of the characters, how do they play into Borderlands 2? What are they up to when you first come into the story? Because I know that this takes place after the first Borderlands, so can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Borderlands 2 picks up a few years after the events of Borderlands 1, where the vault was opened, and it turns out because of that, this new substance called iridium has been sort of seeping from the planet. This natural element. The Vault Hunters, of course, kind of know of it, but that's not their purpose. This new cast of Vault Hunters, I mean, they're in it for all the power of the wealth.
All the
fame,
loot,
all the good
loot.
stuff. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And they very quickly run afoul of Handsome Jack, though, because he also knows that there's a lot of power here and a lot of loot.
Who doesn't?
Right?
Exactly.
For sure. And since
That's why I play Borderlands.
I know, right? And these characters we're probably going to get so just attached to them, but I know a lot of people attached to the Borderlands 1 characters. I know I am. Are they going to play a role in this game at all?
Well, for
Can
anybody
we say
who is
anything about
attached,
that?
yes, absolutely
Okay,
we can.
cool.
You will see the 4 original playable characters from Borderlands 1 returning in Borderlands 2,
Very cool.
playing critical roles in the story of Borderlands 2 as well.
Very nice.
So.
Good. Awesome.
I'm excited about that. All right, So you had mentioned that it's taking place after the vault was open. Can you speak to? We asked the writer yesterday.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name because they tricked me.
Oh, that's
Fake-
Anthony
That's not
Birch.
Is that backwards? Are you serious? Yesterday they introduced themselves backwards to me just to confuse me. So, anyway.
Because it's live.
he went into a little bit about, from like a story perspective, why they decided to go 5 years forward. I was wondering kind of what was your what were your thoughts on like kind of advancing the story so far in the future? Sometimes when we do sequels, it'll be like
It takes
from the
place
moment,
right after.
seconds after. And, this is a little bit different, 5 years later. Kind of what's the thought behind that?
We just felt that we could tell a really interesting story by setting it a few years, in the future. Enough time for Pandora really to have changed and for things to have happened. Handsome Jack is only here and he's president of Hyperion because of the events of the first game, and that takes time to develop. And we said, well, let's skip ahead a bit. Let's get to the really fun part where things are starting to kick into gear, and Handsome Jack is has discovered. He thinks he's discovered more vaults on Pandora, so you're right at that cusp, and we felt that would be a very fun setting.
Very
All right.
cool.
So, what are you most excited about when gamers get their hands on Borderlands 2? What are you most excited about for them to experience? If you can say, I mean, it might be like, the last boss,
Well.
which is, what's the thing that
In general.
you can't wait to
It's-
see what people say about it.
When I sit down and play the game, and sort of compare Borderlands 1 to Borderlands 2. This is going to sound strange perhaps, but it's just the multitude of improvements that we've made. Some of the tiny things, some of the not so tiny things. We have a mini-map on the screen, right? It's just how you play the game, how you're able to explore the depth of the game, both in character customization, visually and through gear. It's all that stuff. As for the one thing that I think really jumps out at me right off the gate and I'm excited about, that's the new weapons. We had 17 million in the first game. And in Borderlands 2, we threw all the old stuff out and remade everything from scratch.
So everything's new. All the
Everything
weapons
is
are new.
Absolutely.
You guys
And
are crazy.
the weapon
That's
system,
crazy.
they're like the way it generated weapons with all different like stock and barrel and all that, it was just so cool in Borderlands. Like,
Yeah, you never really knew what combo you were going to end up with.
It
so
was
it
hard
great.
for me to
Yeah.
choose.
so
like,
speaking
I'd
of the
have
weapons,
to-
so is it all new manufacturers or is it some of the
yeah.
old, some new?
Yeah, some returning manufacturers, some new manufacturers. In fact, we have this sort of class of weapon made by the bandits themselves. I wouldn't really call them a
Nice.
manufacturer. They're not that organized.
Just
And they've
duct
got,
tape
like,
and
absolutely, yeah, like
Whatever
beer
they
bottle
can
for
find.
scopes and tape everywhere, screws sticking out of places, and very haphazard. But they have huge magazine sizes. So if you're ever wondering, like, why is that guy shooting so many bullets at me? It's because his gun was built to do that. So.
Very cool.
that is very cool.
Well, since we got some weapons, we were talking about weapons, let's talk about the things that we use the weapons against. So
Okay.
what about the enemies of Borderlands 2? Are they much different from Borderlands 1? I know we got Skags from Borderlands 1, we got Psycho Bandits. What do we have going on in Borderlands 2?
Well, we love the Skags and we love the Psycho Bandits,
Yes.
so they'll be making an encore appearance in Borderlands 2.
Very good.
But setting the game, far in the future allowed us to do more than just scratch the surface of the world of Pandora, which we felt we only just scratched, in Borderlands 1. So you're going to be seeing a lot more environments, a lot more diverse environments, which also helps us bring a lot of new creatures to the table.
Very
so our unique count of creatures is in the triple digits. It's huge. There's an insane amount of enemies in this game.
Wow. Do you have a favorite type of enemy? Well, not favorite. I don't think we have favorite types of enemies, but what's one of the more interesting ones? Like, is there one that you can tell us about?
Let me think and make sure I can tell you guys about that. Let's see.
Just kidding, maybe not.
I think, I'm a huge fan of the Threshers. We showed
Threshers.
those off. Yeah.
Okay, neat.
Yeah, they're the worm squid guys that
Right.
come up out of the ground, and some of them can even fly through the air. It's pretty incredible.
So ground and aerial, and that's
Yeah.
going to be great.
Oh, shooting the stuff in the air is always so tough. I like to play with the weapons that have like huge spread and are useless from more than 3 feet away, but I like to get right in their face. But when they're flying around, I can't get them. So.
Yeah, a close run-up I think is the Hyperion Robots, specifically the loader class of enemy, because there's so many variants, and you can see how Jack has turned his his workforce into his army as well. Of course, when it's robots, I guess that's easier to do. So
That's true.
It's
Very
fantastic.
true.
Yeah, there's an insane number of types, and they all do completely different things, and they're just
good.
fun. Yeah.
All right. I wanted to just check my questions here to see if there's. Oh, we haven't talked about new environments at all.
Okay.
So, I mean, Borderlands was already a gigantic game, and I've definitely heard that Borderlands 2 is, has even more environments. Can you talk a little bit about those?
Yeah, absolutely. So what you're able to see just out the gate, from the menu is perhaps even in our not in our background here, unfortunately, at the moment. I was hoping. You can see the wide varieties of environments that we're showing off. Again, we felt that we only just scratched the surface of the world, of the planet's surface, really, in the first game. So we're showing off, the grasslands. We've showed some caverns, the corrosive caverns. We're showing off some volcanic areas. We're showing off icy tundras. There's a lot.
All right, sounds like a lot of variety.
And if we do have a level called the Dust, which very aptly named, and it's kind of a throwback to the Borderlands 1 style as well. So fans of the sand, the dusty, that true wasteland environment won't be disappointed.
Okay.
Very good. So we could talk. Well, we talked about a little bit about gameplay, but what about like the game visually? Has anything really changed? Have we I don't know, upgraded? I don't know. Like how does the game look visually for those who have played?
Well, one of the rules right off the bat for Borderlands 2 was no art style change.
Okay,
We really
awesome.
like this one. Let's
Yeah.
keep it, right?
Good.
As
Fantastic.
you know, we changed the art style very late into development on the first game, so
Okay.
we just didn't have a whole lot of time, or nearly as much time as we've had with Borderlands 2,
Right.
to really develop it and get better at all the texture tweaks and all the rendering aspects. We're still using the latest and greatest version of Unreal Engine 3, of course,
Very
to
nice.
power Borderlands 2, and we've inherited all the wonderful upgrades and fixes from the past couple of years through Epic. So just we're able to spend more time with it, so we think it's just popping that much more. Coupled with
good.
the environments, we joke that we've discovered a new color. We call it green, so we put that into Borderlands
Yes.
2, right? So
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
green.
missing. It was strange.
yeah, there wasn't very much of it. So we're bringing color, we're bringing vibrancy. So yeah.
It's looking good.
All right.
It's looking good.
Well,
I know.
thank you for talking with us all about Borderlands 2. We're going to move to once again to our Sky Cam so you can watch some people playing a bit of Borderlands 2 while we get ready to do some giveaways. I'm pretty sure that's next on my schedule. I'm going to double check. Yeah, we're going to do some Oh, we're actually going to show Borderlands footage. Even better.
What?
How's
We
that
were
even
talking
better?
all about
Yes.
it, now you get to see it.
We're about to show Borderlands footage to you guys right now. This is a direct feed. Those of you that tuned in yesterday got to see this, so now you get to, those of you who tuned in fresh today, this will be brand new. We will be showing even more new footage later on in our broadcast.
Yes,
so
that's
stay
very true.
tuned.
All right.
Oh, come on! What's wrong with that statue? I'm holding the ball key and a baby. You know what babies are, right? Those little soft pink things your kind eats after you're done rolling around in your own feces? Ring a bell?
Spotted some help.
Operation complete. Oh, for the love of... All right, great, success. You're pissing me off. Good for you. Here's your prize.
Help here.
Sentry gun prime!
What is this even accomplishing? Are you trying to piss me off? Was that your goal? Well, mission accomplished, jag-off. You know when I'm curb stomping your dumb little ass to death? You can take solace in the fact that one time, for like 8 seconds, you mildly irritated me. Good for you. Your parents must be so proud. Knock that last one down. I've already got a great idea for a new statue. It's just gonna be me kicking you in the junk. I'm gonna commission like 15 of those bitches and just put them everywhere.
Now that you're done with that bot, it's time for some fun. You ever seen a constructor bot dance, minion? Cause you're about to. Hit that other button to activate his dancing subroutines. 3, 2, 1, dance time!
Messing dance records. Error.
Oh, he, just exploded, didn't he? I guess that's kinda like dancing.
Are such a jackass.